Hi, my name is Darren Joseph from HTJ Tax, and we're the team that seeks to demystify that sometimes confusing world of international tax. And once again, we have the honor and privilege of speaking to Mark. Mark, please introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm an expert in automatic exchange of information and the other exchanges of information, which is spontaneous exchange and exchange on demand. And today the OECD is concentrating on exchange on demand. And I've consulted for the EU Commission, the EU Parliament, the German Parliament on these issues since 2002. And I've done nothing else since then. I only concentrate on exchange of information.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so my second question is this. What are the origins of the exchange of information when it comes to real estate?
Okay, so the call of the G20, and this is all G20 driven, not OECD or EU Commission, etc. The call of the G20 leaders to end bank secrecy in 2009 resulted in the establishment of International Exchange of Information Request, which most people, it just goes over their head. What is this exchange of information on request? Or it's otherwise known as exchange on demand, which allows tax authorities at the moment to request information on accounting records, bank accounts, and on legal and beneficial owner of assets, including immovable property. So exchange on demand includes that. Based on India's repeated requests to the G20 to expand automatic exchange of information, not just exchange on demand, to property, the G20 recommended in 2023 that AEOI be extended to property and related recurring income, which is interesting. And then they introduced the framework in the G20 meeting in South Africa last month. So it's a 20-page, very formal document on the exchange of information and the MCAA for property. They call it IPA, Movable Property Information.
And just for context, for those who don't know, MCAA, Multilateral Competent Authority Agreement on exchange of
The
information.
MCAA is the Multilateral Competent Authority regarding the exchange of information for tax purposes. For any country that wants to exchange information and send that information off to another country, they need a legal basis to do that. They can't just do that.
Yeah.
I've met some countries like St. Helena that said, oh, we're going to exchange information, but they don't have tax treaties, so they're not allowed to. You
Yeah.
can't just do it willy-nilly, okay? Now,
Yeah.
instead of relying on all the thousands of bilateral treaties, and that has a lot of loopholes because it doesn't cover something. They did this MCAA. So 180 countries have signed the MCAA, although only 115 have implemented CRS. The legal basis for exchanging information automatically and on demand and spontaneously exists in the MCA, which covers 180 countries, which is virtually every country in the world.
Okay. So, Mark, if someone wanted to get in touch with you directly, what's the best way to find you?
My website is co-ownershiptrust.com, but it's easy to just Google my name and CRS. Okay, Mark my CRS experts, and you should find me quite quickly.
Fantastic. Thank you for that.